Okay. Whew. Gather. See, I just try and be sweet and nice, you know. We're best friends. Okay, we met 5 hours ago, and he walked in on me sleeping, and I was naked.
That's material for best friends.
Well, you know, that's how good friends start. I said naked, and you're like,
yeah, no,
what?
Naked?
Thank you. You know, I get told that a lot, that I'm really well with my body. Yeah, pulled a hammy on that one tonight. Don't know if you saw it, but it was there.
Oh, was
there.
it? I didn't see it.
Yeah, see, that's where the acting chops come in.
Like,
you know, I've been practicing that since I hit puberty. It was just a time where I was in my room by myself a lot, and so I worked on my dance moves. Does that work? My name is Heath Harmison, like Heath Ledger or the candy bar, Heath. A lot of people say it goes Keith, and it's not. It's not Keith, it's Heath. Just want to be clear. Double H, Heath Harmison. It's, yeah. I've been doing comedy about 10 years now. I got started, I was going to college to be a nurse. So they had an open mic at the college, and I had always wanted to try stand-up. And it wasn't like a comedian open mic. It was like a, you know, guys writing poems to their girlfriends and songs and crap, you know. And I asked them if they had ever had stand-up comedy, and they're like, no, we'd love to have that though. So I went, and next couple of days wrote some stuff, and I asked them how long they wanted me to go, and they're like, just go until you. So I ended up doing like 20 minutes. I'm not saying it was a good 20. But I was up there for 20 minutes, and they laughed, so I was hooked. So it was the College of Southern Idaho, CSI. Go Eagles. Just try to go with my personal life stuff, you know, and that's just the best way I feel like to write, because, you know, it helps with, you know, not stealing material on accident. You know what I mean? Like, if you stick to your personal life and really, you know, there's always going to be similar premises and things like that. But I always just tried to stick to who I was, and you know, come on. I'm very high energy, so I come on with some big energy, and yeah, just do it that way. So really, I like to paint the picture for people. I like people to see what I see in my head when I perform, so that they can just, you know, it's easy. You know, I'm not the guy that makes you think. You know what I mean? But you know, I like to entertain. I like to just have fun with the audience. You know, I like to be more positive, you know, comedy. Not really like bashing on anybody or anything like that. I like to keep it positive. I like to keep a good energy in the room, you know, where people come away just happy, you know. They're like, because that's what I love to do. I love to make people happy. That's what I've always liked to do, bring good energy and do that. And I'm cleaner, I'm PG-13 at most, usually. So, you know, one of my most memorable moments for me is more kind of, it's kind of also as a dad. My son, 6 years old, started doing stand-up. So my wife, she ran, we were in Idaho at the time, she ran for Mrs. Idaho, and we were doing a fundraiser show, and my son comes up to me, he's like, Dad, I want to help. I'm like, what do you want to help? You want to take tickets or something? He's like, no, I want to perform. I'm like, it's a week out, buddy. He's like, I want to perform. I'm like, so what are you going to talk about? It's like, I don't know. I just said, well, what are some problems you deal with? You know, what are things that bother you? You know, things like that. So he started coming up with a couple of things. We ended up writing 5 minutes for him, and 6 years old, he went up and did 5 minutes in front of 150 people or something, you know. And his biggest audience to date, he's 9 now, is about a little over 1,000 people. So he goes up and he sells it. He's got a good 10 minutes now. He's on my DVD. I mean, he's a good kid. And so when I saw him perform, it was like that proud dad moment. Like, oh my gosh, I'm like crying backstage. Like, I gotta go on stage, you know. And I couldn't follow him, so I had to ground him. Following a kid is always a bad idea anyway. But no, he opens for me when I do colleges and corporate events and things like that. As far as from my stand-up, memorable moment, I actually performed at a funeral. It wasn't the actual, like the casket wasn't there or anything, but after the funeral they came to the comedy club because it was a freak accident. This guy had come to the comedy club every week for like 5 years. Every week he was there, and it was his favorite thing to do. Freak motorcycle accident, guy died. He was my age, wasn't old or anything, and I got to perform for the family and friends that did a VIP night. They rented out the whole place, came in, and I wasn't really prepared. I didn't know what to do. I just came up, did my thing, and afterwards the mom came up to me and was just bawling, and she gave me this huge hug, and she's just like, I just want to thank you, because I didn't think I could feel this way and feel happy and feel laughter. She's like, I know I have a lot of feelings to get through, but she's like, you really helped me. And at that moment, it's like, okay, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. It was very nerve-wracking because I just found out that day, the club owner called me. He's like, all right, so tonight's gonna be a special show. It's gonna be a funeral. And I'm like, what?
So you had already scheduled the show?
Yeah, it was just booked at a club for a week, and then they booked it out for that night, and I didn't know how it was gonna be. So I just went in with good positive energy, like I usually do, had fun with them, because they were there to laugh. You know what I mean? They were there she was there honoring her son, their friend, their brother, whatever it was. And I just wanted to honor him in that way, and he loved comedy, so I brought the best I could bring, and it went really well. Man, I'd probably be a professional lip sync battler, but no. You know what? I honestly probably would have followed through with the nursing thing. Like I said, I feel like I was always kind of put on the planet to help people. So in that aspect, I'm not good with blood, but I would have pushed through it probably. So I don't know. But I always just want to be there to help people, and I feel like this was more of like my calling to do something like this, and just make people laugh, make people happy. I fail the best way I possibly can. Being an improviser, you learn to fall on your face with grace, and if you're gonna fall on your face, do it well. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people are afraid of failure. Failure is growth, and if you can push past it and make it happen, you gotta get them. And there's times where it's tough to get them, and there's no rhyme or reason sometimes. Every comic's been through it. Every comic has bombed. If you haven't bombed as a comedian, then you haven't been doing it long enough. It's just how it is. It's just some nights. And I don't really look at it as failure. I look at it as something, growth, something for me to learn from. What can I do better? Fight through it and have fun. If you're having fun, they're going to have fun with you. Eventually, they're going to laugh at something. There's times where I've wanted to quit, but but you don't. You move past it, learn from it, and grow.